One. Hello, guys, and welcome back to Queen Talk. I'm DeMarquise along with Marshawn and Precious, and we have a special guest. We have Nicholas, who is here to help us talk about body positivity. Now, before I start, I just want to apologize for being absent for the last 2 weeks, but a lot has been going on, and it's been a very busy month. And so, and that's all the explanation that we are willing to give. So, with that being said, Nicholas, start us off with introducing yourself.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Nico Clemente. I am the creator of the Boss Formula. And of course, as you mentioned, I'm invited here. My education, well, first and foremost, I'm a creative artist. I'm a graphic artist. That's how it started off. My education is in nutrition biochemistry and exercise science.
That's fancy.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. Wait, so Nick, so you want to go by Nicholas or I know you said you like Nico, so is it you want to go by Nick or
You're more than welcome to call me Nico. Thank
oh,
you for asking.
okay.
Nico, it
Oh,
is.
Well,
got it.
I just want to
All
make sure we
right.
got that because we want to call you. We just want to call you by the right name. So Nico, okay.
All right. So, let's talk about. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my mom. I
It's
just
okay.
told her the whole. I just told her to like just tone it down, and she decided to be even extra loud. So anyway, let's talk about the topic at hand. Nico, I'm sorry, that was very unprofessional, but let's talk about the topic at hand. Let's talk about body positivity. Let's talk about body shaming and all like all the things that surrounds it. For those of you who do know me, y'all know I am a big advocate for loving the skin you're in, and advertising that everyone is not built the same and that there is beauty in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
So let's start off with some stories of when did you to when did you learn to love the skin that you're in? For me, it was actually after I came out and got more in depth in the LGBTQ plus community, because I seen how much it mattered. It mattered to a lot of people. What about you, Mashawn?
Me, I would say probably when I started college because when you reach college you meet a lot of different people and you meet everybody from different backgrounds, different cultures, and you see how everybody's just with happy with who they are. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I just need to be fine with who I am because I mean, like through high school, I've been skinny. I was a twig in high school. I literally was like wearing like size 30, size 29 pants, and then like as I my metabolism was fast when I was young, and like as I got older, it started slowing down, and then then I found out I was a diabetic in 2016 after my grandmother died because diabetes runs in my family. I used to eat all kind of stuff, so my weight would fluctuate, would go up and down. Even since my dad died, I gained a lot of weight, so I felt like okay, this is not me. A lot of guys wouldn't even don't even like bigger, thicker, heftier guys. I mean, like I know that's different, like in the South, because in the South, all we do is eat down here. So I think it's to an extent like how big a person is, as opposed to like depending on what they like. But me, I felt comfortable when I was in college. I was like what 19 years old when I didn't care what nobody thought of my body because I wasn't interested in looking for nobody. I didn't care what nobody thought, as long as I knew I was positive, and I loved myself. That's all that really mattered to me.
Right. uh Nico, um I see that Precious, we're definitely going to get to you, of course.
Well,
Nico, I see that you are into the fitness. You're a fitness enthusiast, let alone a trainer, an
Yeah.
online trainer. Talk to us about um how important it is to have that, let's say, to have a client, more in depth with themselves. I would say, like, to loving themselves and how that can advance them into getting their fitness goals.
Yes, well, that may sound so easy to do, but unfortunately, because of social media and the pressures, like I'm working with people who range in age from 20 to right now 45.
Hmm.
The people who are much, I don't want to say older, but they have lived life, it's easy to get that across to them. They have lived life, they want to be happy, they want to be alive, see family, friends, or even have kids and be in their kids' life. But when it comes to these younger people, it's so hard to get that across because all that they have in their hand most of the time, and that's questionable, is their cell phone. And so they're
Yeah.
always on whatever social media platform. So talking about health to them is sometimes difficult. If I talk about like the cosmetic appeal, I'm able to pull them in. And then what I try to do is focus on the mental, spiritual aspect. And then they start to see things in a different way, but that takes time. I've
Yeah.
learned. Yep.
Precious, as a heterosexual female, married woman, I know that you and I together, we tackle that image um giant every now and then. We'll, like, in and out of the gym and all. But I can honestly say that for you, like, what was it like to actually find somebody who loves you the way that you are, and then force you, or make, or even subliminally force you to change your appearance?
Um, as far as appearance, I guess, speaking on it, my husband who I'm with now, it's like he and I both met when we were on a similar journey, I guess you could say. Because when I first met my husband, he was a really big guy. He really was. But, through playing sports and things like that, he slimmed down. But I can honestly say we've never, the topic of, oh, your body or the way you look or this, that, and the other, none of that has ever played a factor in our relationship. And the thing about it for him, he's like, I love you for who you are. I don't love you because, oh, because you're a big girl, or I don't love you because you play football. So that's what I like about, like, we never had that in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, before him, it was always I'm the girl that you like me, but nobody else can know you like me. Because, when we were in, high school, got boys are so, and I say boys because, that's what they are. Boys are so conscious of what is their friend gonna say, or what is that other girl over there gonna say about the fact that you like the bigger girl. So it was always, oh, well, I can talk to you or I can date you, but don't tell nobody type of
Right.
thing.
But
So
like Nico said, I think, it's really all in the media.
mhm,
It's what people are
absolutely.
seeing. It's what these rappers are rapping about and such. People
Absolutely.
are literally going out there getting cosmetic surgery. You're going to get, and that could be very dangerous. You're going to get butt implants and chest implant, breast implants, and doing all this and all that. Instead of actually just trying to do it the more natural way. And
But everybody's looking now. It's like a get quick,
a get quick,
a
yeah,
get
a
quick
quick
fix.
result.
Because like
Fix. Yeah.
nobody wants to actually, people have to realize is that trying to look a certain way, it takes time. Like you can't just do anything that quick. I mean, and Nico could would say the same thing. Being a trainer, if somebody probably comes to you and like you ask them, well, what are your fitness goals? They're like, well, I want to lose 180 pounds by the end of the month. I mean, that's fine, but that's not going to happen over the end of the month. It's going to take at least between, I don't know, you could quote me on this too. Between you could probably back me up on this, like 3 to 6 months, I believe somebody
Yep.
can get within.
And that's
Yep.
if you're consistent,
All right, as if
you
you're
know.
consistent, and then like 80%, like the 80-20 rule, 20% of it is working out. Because like I remember when I had a trainer back in the day, he would tell me that 20% of trying to do your fitness goals is working out, but 80% of that is a healthy diet. People, and the problem is nobody wants to eat right. And I'm guilty of that. I like to eat sweets. I love fried foods. It's just hard to give that up because
It's potato chips for me.
no, honey, look,
It is the potato chips for me. I could eat a salad all day. I could eat right all day, count my calories and everything. But
no, bitch,
God
it's wings
forbid you
for
put
you.
them
It's wings for
potatoes
you.
and the wings
I'll hook y'all up, okay? I'm just saying, I'll
and
hook
the
y'all up.
wings. But if you put that in front of me, I am devouring it.
It's
It
Me
is
funny.
too.
gone.
Yes.
That's the same. That's funny that y'all say that because it's like my husband. I wish he was here because he could tell y'all. Like he literally will tell you, okay, you really eat like a bird. Like people think that just because you're a bigger person, they swear. Like when they see like my 600 pound like stuff like that, it gives bigger people a bad name because they think that just because that's what they see on TV, they think that's what everybody does. And I
Mm.
know for me, I'm not a sweets kind of person. I literally can, like Peter said, I could eat a salad all day, every day, and be satisfied. I don't necessarily even eat a lot of junk food, and
Mm-mm.
so it's
But
like people
see, I
people
hate.
look at it and they
Like
swear.
fast food hasn't been in my diet in almost
Oh no, I stopped fast food. I had to get
like
like McDonald's or Burger King.
completely.
Right,
It's been almost 2 years since fast food has been in my diet.
But
right.
Yeah, I was
precious,
gonna
Other than
mention something,
breakfast,
y'all.
What you
that's the
say,
only thing I really
Nico?
do.
Yeah, I was gonna mention something. Y'all made a good point when you said about social media, how people have this misconception or misinformation or disinformation when they see, oh, I can get this way so quick, or they see people who
Right.
don't even openly admit that they had cosmetic surgery or using
Oh my
exogenous
God.
hormone.
What kills me the
It's
most,
insane.
especially in the gay industry, in the gay industry, especially in the gay community, I hate, okay, these bodybuilders, you're on steroids. And it's
Oh my
not
God.
all of them, but
And they
you're on
claim to be
steroids
natural.
and claim to be natural, but then on top of that, you go and you have people purchase these online plans, and
Yeah.
now I
And they
can't.
don't even make the plans, by the way.
They don't. But
no.
Nico, I can't even
No.
like say it verbatim, but your body can only digest so much protein. It's a certain amount of protein that your body, and this is like your body has a limit when it comes to growing muscles. Your body has a limit, and everybody is different. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nico. So when you're out there and like all these bodybuilders that got like 17-inch biceps, 12-inch biceps or whatever, 50-inch chest and all. And I mean, in some cases, it is
Booty out
natural
here.
if your genetics allow it. But
Yes.
everyone does not have the same genetics.
No.
You're out there, you're on gear, is what they call it. You're on gear. Okay.
Yep.
All
Yep.
to look a certain way. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hold you up. Did I think about steroids? I did. When I got fed up, I did. Did I do them? No. Put that out there. I did not. I
But
did
see,
not.
but see, the thing about steroids is like you're gonna get what you want in the beginning, but in the long run, they have side effects.
They do.
Look at some of these
Erectile
wrestlers now.
dysfunction,
These
hair
wrestlers
loss,
now, a lot of
acne,
them.
rage,
Um,
all that.
I can't think of his name, but there's
Testicular
one wrestler.
atrophy,
Yes.
Yeah,
enlarged clitoris.
there's
Which
one wrestler
it's
who's
okay.
pretty
I'm not
much in
trying
a
to shame
wheelchair now.
no shame. Just
I
saying.
mean, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not throwing shade at anyone, but don't be fake about it. It's the fakeness that makes you the enemy.
Right,
It's
because you could tell who's natural and who's not. Like you
right.
can definitely
Because
tell.
they'll be like, oh, it worked for me, it'll work for you, and it does not work that way. The
No.
fitness industry does not work that way, right? It doesn't. If it works for me, it works for you. Everybody have their own pace. Everybody has their own excuse me, their own regimen.
And I was
But
going to mention some of these natural bodybuilders that we use here, natural fitness guys who do compete on stage. A lot of them, well, I should say a lot, but a decent percent of them get caught taking one or the other small little thing. And it goes to show if you catch them doing that, who knows what they're doing behind the scenes. And people who are like
exactly.
fitness stars, nobody's testing them for what are their lab results? What are they doing? So anyone can say anything. And I've worked with these guys, some of these guys and gals, and they're not natural, even though they
Right.
claim to be. and they have their own definition. They're like, well, I'm not taking a gram of this. Well, but
Right.
you're still taking it, and you're
Right.
not letting people know. And so that is running rampant on the internet. So, yep.
I mean, me personally, I never been a supplement person. The most I've ever taken is creatine. You know, protein, creatine, and pre workout. That's all. That is it.
I've actually just started taking creatine because I mean,
Yeah.
well, with me being a type 2 diabetic, I have to literally look up these things to make sure they're healthy and talk to my doctor. So apparently creatine, because creatine is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Nico, too, it's the most researched
It is.
substance on the market right now that scientists actually, people, they actually research. And I've actually looked up scholarly journals and articles on this
Mhm.
stuff that they research and actually spend time to perfect creatine, and it's actually is what our body makes naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Right.
right, so those are things I take that, and like I said, I've been started going to gym, ever since my diabetes diagnosis and stuff like that. I take
But
whey protein. I cut a lot of junk food out. I even like slacked up on sweets because my health is really important to me right now at this point, especially with me reaching 30 this year. So
ooh, child.
Nice. Well,
Don't.
congratulations on your journey.
thank you.
But what always will get me is the lengths people will go. It's like if you have six pack abs, you're just perfect. I've dated guys who were more fit, and they turn out to be not so mentally fit. It's like for me, and people in our community fail to realize that. Like some of y'all just look good, and it just stops
Yes,
there.
Right, and
yes, it does. When you said mentally fit, they're not. It's absolutely true. And that's where I had to separate myself from that type because their outlook on society, the world, people around them is distorted. It's sick.
And honestly, what doesn't make it any better is like, when you look like these pages on social media, like pages like I don't want to call any names, but certain underwear brands, when they're advertising their underwear brand, it's always the perfect body guy. It's never somebody I could physically relate to. It's never really somebody with a stomach or someone with smaller arms or smaller legs. It's never an average
and it's not
person.
and it's not just the underwear stuff. Like if you're trying to promote like this, let's say like these ab belts and some of these workout stuff,
Right.
it's always somebody
It's
that does not
never
look like me.
people that is in the midst of their journey. It's always people that
Right.
look like they got their results. And that does not help. That does not help us. Like when they say that we are mentally ill, I kind of believe it. Well, I ain't gonna say mentally ill, but we're not all the way mentally there because we're too busy beating ourselves down
I forgot
because
the
we see
term.
this everywhere.
I forgot the term that was called because it's funny you said that because we actually learned this in advertising class I took in school. I can't remember the term for it, but it's a way to convince people to make them think that okay, I can quickly look like this. If I see this person that looks
Yeah.
like this wearing it, then hopefully I can,
Manipulation.
yeah, it's another term for it, but
That's
that's
all
pretty
it
much
is. It's
right.
manipulation.
There's another like academic term for it, but that's pretty much what it is.
Like the goalie apple cider vinegar.
Dog, child.
I've I
I'm taking
did
them bitches.
I've taken them. I've taken them, and I'm like, I could have just brought apple cider vinegar.
No, I could have just eaten a Jolly Rancher.
Shut up,
That's what it
Precious.
tastes like.
Now, see, I was gonna say, but even like with that kind of thing, like the advertising thing, as far as that type of thing, I feel as though that, and it's funny that you mentioned goalie because it's like I see so many brand ambassadors for goalie, and I feel like the thing about goalie is meant for that person who does not like just the straight up apple cider vinegar and
Right.
cannot bring their self to put that
Yeah.
apple cider vinegar in that cup or on that
Right.
spoon.
Let me
So
tell you
And
that's
something.
the
honestly,
person
Take
who
no
is
shot
like
of apple
that
goalie.
is
cider
the
vinegar.
best. That's the best benefit of the doubt anybody could give them. It's easier to take. It's easier on the taste. It's easier on the taste buds. But is it magically working? No.
I mean, if you use it the right way,
I
it
mean,
does.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you use it the right way, but as they say, like if you read that small print at the bottom of the screen or at the
Hmm.
bottom, it vary results vary by diet and workout.
Right.
You
Correct.
Yeah,
know,
diet's like 90%, at least
yeah,
during this time. Years to come, we may be able to take a formula that will do it like that. But today, diet is like 90%.
right. You know,
Unless
And the
you're
and
thing
naturally
about
in
it
shape.
is, I would be too scared to even take the dramatic formula because
right,
Me
I'm that
too.
Oh,
person.
oh,
I
Me
mean,
too.
granted, 'cause I worked out, I worked out in the past. I work out just here and there when I can now too. But it's like for me, I know I know it's hard when you're surrounded by those because I mean I know we're talking about it from the men's aspect, but even for women, it it,
Yes.
it was a time when it was like, okay, if I don't look like Buffy the Body, yes, I'm taking it back because
mm,
these young girls don't understand. But if I don't look like Buffy the Body, then okay, she was in the gym, Buffy in the gym doing this, Buffy in the gym doing that. Okay, so now I gotta get in the gym. Okay, well now I see Buffy, she just started drinking flat tummy tea. Okay, so now I gotta drink me some flat tummy tea. Okay, well now
right.
Buffy's saying, well, oh well, just so y'all know, I went to Dr. Miami.
The detox teas,
Pause.
you
the
know,
ISO
it's
teas,
it's
the
different with women too because women, especially women who have babies afterwards, because I know a lot of them they want
Yeah.
to go back to their bodies that they had before when they had their kids.
right.
I think
Well,
for women, it's more of like of a weight loss thing, and then like for men, it's more of like of a muscle thing. Like, can I look as big
Alpha
as this
thing.
guy?
for men, it's like, the older we get, the more estrogen we produce. Like once you hit 30, it's like a lot of things start happening. It's like a lot of things start to start to present themselves. Low testosterone levels, higher estrogen levels, erectile dysfunction, you start to lose your hair or whatever, all that starts because it's like, 30 is very a hell age for all men, for whatever reason. Like it's like once you hit 30, it's like boom, you know, welcome to the
Reality hits.
welcome to the other side of reality. You thought you experienced reality before. No,
Yeah.
here it is now.
It
So
occurs faster
you
with men.
see a lot of people promoting and asking men to start early. Get into the habit of it in your 20s or in your mid 20s at least.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to your 30s or a little bit past your 30s, it won't hit you as hard. You
Hmm.
know, like my gym owner, I want to say he's 51, 52, and he's a former NFL player, been playing football since high school, and he looks ridiculously amazing. Most humble guy ever. He looks ridiculously amazing, but for him, I think for him it's more of a mindset. He has that mindset. I got to keep going. I got to keep going.
Yeah.
His whole family is fit. The wife, the kids, all of them are just fit or whatever. And I'm looking at him, and y- you know, he definitely understands how everybody is different, and he incorporates that into his classes at his gym. Everybody's different. He benches three three plates, a total of six plates. He's not going to make me feel bad if I take four of those
Yeah.
plates off. you know he's like, I'm going to help you get there, or whatever. He like, so, and that's what is hard to find in the fitness industry. you know
Oh, yes, absolutely true.
it's so hard.
And that's why a lot of people are so kind of, I don't know if it's vain or nervous of going to the gym because when they see these big guys lifting all these weights. But literally me, I haven't even worked out in my mid 20s. I mean, I worked out a little bit in my mid 20s and then I just kind of stopped after that. Like when I go to the gym, I know what I can lift and when I can't lift. I'm not about to break my back or strain myself
Right.
picking up some heavy ass weights. I'm like, no, honey, you probably been doing this for years, but me, I'm just getting back in the habit of it. So I'm not about to sit up
I
here because
hate an egotistical gym go. Oh my
right.
god,
A
I
lot of
hate
guys
the
have
ego.
right. They have these big
The
egos. They can
judgment,
lift these
the
big weights.
judgment of it all.
Right. And it's a lot of these gyms, and that's why I mean, hell, I go to P Fitness. Yes, I do. I go to Planet Fitness. Hello. It's one, it's affordable, and two, it's a judgment free zone because like you have all kind of people up in there that go in there and they, you're I feel like when I was going to LA Fitness, it was just the atmosphere and the environment was just I felt like I was at Testosterone City. It was just
I
like,
just
Dirty
went for the
nail
pool.
on the head. Nail on the
I
head.
just
That's
go for the pool.
literally me.
yeah, I
When
don't
I
like.
went to LA Fitness, it's like I really felt like the people that was in there, it's like they looking at you like, why are you taking up space? Like,
Right.
Right,
like
right.
why are you here?
You know,
It's
but
like they
I
going
honestly didn't even let that bother me. Now I
I
would say
didn't either.
that's
this,
I
different.
didn't either, but it's just like you still get that feeling like all eyes
right?
Yeah.
are on you. Like, why are you?
Like, now I would say that I was hit on a couple times, but
Yeah, now that I've even had instances even because like when you're a new face in the gym, and if they know that you're
and that's
that you like the
yeah,
same
and
sex.
that's kind of confusing because it's like, okay, just literally just yesterday, like I was fat shamed. Oh,
Right.
you're not interested in me because I don't have a certain body type, and then comes somebody else. I'm like, to a person who I guess you could say has a weaker mental, who has a weaker mentality. They would think, well, do I look good, or do I don't? Now, anyone who knows me knows that for a while it took me to get very, very confident.
Oh girl,
It
trust
took
me,
me
I
to get
already
very
know.
confident.
Already,
So yeah, so
already know.
but people like what they like and everything. Honestly, there are some gym goers that they don't want somebody that's exactly like them. you know People do go to the gym for other things besides to get fit. For me, it's a home away from home. Don't
Right.
bother me at the gym. I'm working out. I'm trying to prove something to myself.
Honey, for me, I'm going to the gym because my health depends on it. I'm over here trying to stay healthy so I
You
can
go for the
actually,
guys too.
well, that too, but I also go because, like, really, because bitch, diabetes runs in my family and
Right.
cholesterol runs in my family. So I want to prevent that, like, as I get older, because I'm literally turning 30 in October. So I don't want any issues with that come down the road. Because like I said, I see lipid specialists and stuff like that. I talked to my diabetic doctor, so that because like so far my numbers have been great. She's like, keep up, do whatever you're doing, just keep on doing. I said, honey, I changed my diet. I've been going to the gym, so I
Right.
won't see. Usually I would see her every 3 months. Now I don't have to see her until like in 6 months because she's like, you're doing fine. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. And then she's like,
Nick,
hopefully I'll be able to get off my meds pretty soon.
Nico, talk to
Yes.
us about how, like, when you get that client, well, from your experience, talk to
Okay.
us about not being satisfied. I think it's called what, body dysmorphia.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
people tell you that you look good, but you don't see it. Because I get that all the time.
Mhm.
I get that. Oh, look at you getting buff. I'm like, buff where? Like where? I'm like, where? Because I'm like, I don't see it, but I get the compliments all the time. They're like, you've been working out, huh? And I'm like, you can tell. So talk to us about how to overcome that, because honestly, I'm still trying to overcome that.
Mhm. Yeah. So when I first started out myself, I felt the same way that y'all felt. I was like, I'm not big enough. I have to do this. I have to do that. And it took me removing myself from an environment that was not body positive and really focusing on my well-being on so many levels. So at this age, I'm comfortable with myself. There are times when I do see something and it triggers something in me, but the same thing with them. I try to put them in an environment where they're not bombarded with all these, as mentioned earlier, fake imagery or staged stuff. You know what I'm saying? So once that person starts seeing how something really works, like y'all said, 3 to 6 months to change your body and your mind, that's when people start connecting and they start feeling better. But sometimes you have to delete those apps. Sometimes
Right.
you have to not look at those fucked up things because it'll make
Right.
you fucked up. It's just even for me, and I'm not in my 20s anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because everything you said is true. Of course, everything you said is true. But I think a lot of people forget that everyone don't have the same mentality as you. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about youth per se, Nico. I'm saying in general, like when, like, somebody tells somebody, oh, oh, well, if somebody told me that, then I wouldn't have acted that way. Not everyone has the same mentality as you. If you, I am so turned off
Mhm.
by the phrase
Yes.
"no fat, no films." I'm so
Oh
turned off by the phrase "no
God.
fats." Okay, I'm like, what is fat?
That's every single page on those sites, and
Every
I
single
hate that.
page. Like it's very few people that are like chubby chasers or whatnot. And I'm like, I hate what I hate the most is that they are advertised how much that they, oh, it's your mind I'm most attracted to, you know. But all your exes look like you. Your current boo looks like you. You know, oh, I love the thicker guys. I love the bigger guys. And to say that you're
Well, here's a good
most,
thing. The body trends, things
yeah,
that are changing. I think it's because of social media. We are seeing thick men and thick women, or it's not just men and women, but thick individuals who are now, the new. Not to say that they weren't beautiful before, but the new standard of beauty chosen by the
yeah,
people. Like me, I'm not the same body type I was when I was 20. My legs are huge compared to when I was in my 20s. And I was like, man, I got to slim this down a little bit. But then I came to realize myself, there's nothing wrong with that. So
right.
it's interesting how we go through these changes and what we value and what we see as beautiful. But at the same time, there's a dark side of the LGBTQ community, specifically, I guess, straight but gay, bisexual, hyper masculine men who have these unrealistic standards that are everywhere.
The
And
go-go dancers.
Oh Lord! And
The go-go dancers.
while we're on the topic too, because
The go-go dancers.
oh God, Rich, I can't deal with you with these go-go dancers.
The
But we
go-go
all
dancers.
the time in New Orleans, they all dancing on the bar and stuff.
It's
And no,
not even that. It's like you, I don't know. And I don't ever want to say it's the person, but you know, like Precious told me earlier, it's like when you look at it, like when you choose to pay attention to certain things in a certain way, then you bother yourself with it. And I'm not gonna lie, I am guilty of going on the scene. For those of us out here, we know Club Oz and the Bourbon Pub, and they have go-go dancers, and it's these perfect image body guys that just dancing in very revealing attire for tips, you know. And for
sex
once,
icon.
I would say for me, for once, I mean, it is what it is. You know, you worked hard for your body, show it off. I'm for all
yeah,
that. But
I am.
also, I would love to see somebody like me up there. So somebody with a little bit of stomach, somebody with a little bit of more thighs, you know, somebody less ripped, somebody more beefy. You know, I would love I would like to see what, like a little bit more of what I'm sorry, a diversity of different
Yes.
bodies on the bar, because not everyone likes the small petite, just
Because
like not everyone likes the big and muscular or whatever.
I
Everybody
mean,
like
but
what they like.
and then that's what's leading me to my question for Nico. Like, that's what's glorified right now. Like, if you see a lot of these fitness magazines, it's always the most chiseled body, look like they've been carved by Roman Greek gods.
Right.
That's what's glorified in the LGBT community. And I also want to ask Nico this because I've also watched it on one of your Boss Formula. I think you talked about this in one of your episodes. About body with the LGBT community, about why this is praised, but I want to get your insight on it, while you're on our show, about why do you feel that these nice muscular sculpted bodies are more appreciative in the LGBT community as opposed to somebody who is less chiseled.
Mhm. Well, I think it starts back years before we were even here. It's a standard. It's looked at as an asset. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, it was skinny, skinny women. Now we value and see women who are thicker, and it's also culture as well. And masculinity. If you're slimmer or skinnier, you're considered weak, feminine. Even though muscular men could be really feminine, and
Hmm.
even muscular women could be feminine or masculine. It just depends on how we see it. So I think both in the straight community and the gay and bisexual, it can both be on both sides. When we're talking about the fitness industry, it's both unhealthy. And by the way, those guys who say that they're straight, they're with their girlfriends and stuff, you should see my inbox. You would probably see differently. Just saying. Whoops, I didn't mean to let that slip.
Nothing but receipts that'll end everybody relations.
Receipts that were ended all. Oh, we here for the tea.
Oh, honey, I'm
We
here for
always
the tea.
here for the
Woo!
tea.
Honey, we got to get it back on and talk about shit like that, baby.
He is always invited.
Oh yeah, baby. Look.
Oh my God, we making Precious a little bit more exfoliated, you know.
Honey, look.
Just a little warm. That's
Just
all.
a little
And I also
warm.
want to
They got a little
talk
warm.
about this too, because
I was going to ask you something, by the way, y'all. What about straight and gay black men? Because there's a standard with their physique that's different from white men in the fitness industry. What could you share about that?
I know, like, for a lot of, like, it's kind of funny because I noticed, like, I've had white men, I've talked to white men before and black men before, and you're right, it is a culture thing, because I noticed that a lot of white men, well, I'm gonna say some white men, not all, some of them do like a more, slim or muscular, fit type body, as opposed to some black men. This is just based off of my experience now. This is not, I'm not trying to get, because everybody has different experiences. A lot of black guys, some black guys I've met, some prefer me to be skinny, some like me thicker. A lot of black guys do like thicker, or a little stockier built. And that's even going back even in Africa, like in Nigeria, even in heterosexual and women, like if you're seen as a full-figured woman, like if you're thick, you're considered rich, you have a lot of money, as opposed to being skinny, you're poor, you can't really afford anything. So this is just based off of my experience, though, like talking to different, even men that are Asian and Latino, it just goes by, their preference, what they prefer. I mean, like I said, but a lot of majority white men that I've talked to, they do prefer fit guys as opposed to, thicker men. I mean, quick, I'm not sure if you
do you think for a brown and black man there's pressure to be that masculine, the definition of masculinity versus white?
I'm not gonna say it's pressure. Okay, down here in the South, say in the gay community, say that a white guy is attracted to a black guy, majority of the time that black guy fits a certain physical demographic. He's tall, he's very muscular. I would say he's very, like, it's the word that I'm looking for that I cannot find, but he vascular looking. It would be like that's what a lot of them down here do go after if they choose to go towards a guy in the uh I'm sorry, outside of their ethnicity. Say kind of like for Asians, for those who seek Asians, they seek the petite Asians, the slim muscular Asians, and all. So I had, like, my interactions with white guys has always been with guys who are slimmer than me, guys who are smaller than me. They took an attraction to me because I fit what they were looking for. Now versus black guys who are smaller than me versus the black twinks. I hate to call them that, but adjectives are adjectives. But compared to black twinks, black twinks are often, it's the other way around. They'll get a more vascular white guy or one of our more vascular Mexican guy as a partner, or even as a sexual partner. It's like you never see twinks with twinks, but you always see vascular guys with vascular guys,
right?
As far as
not to interrupt you. Also with women, it's interesting. I've noticed within the fitness community as well, white in shape women and then black and brown in shape women, and how the public sees both and defines them.
Right.
And I was going to ask the other individual who's live with us to give her standpoint, because want to know if she has ever faced that and what she can share. That would be good.
Yes, yes,
As,
precious, jealous.
as far as that from the female standpoint, I guess you could say like for us as women, our idea of the fit body is two different things. Because for the black woman, which I guess you could say more so now, it's different. But for a long time, it was taboo from what I saw in the white community for a white woman to have the curves. Like she wanted to be more of that slender figure and things
Yeah,
like that. But of course, as us,
yeah.
as the black women, we want the curves, we want the breast, the booty, we want all of that because we like that's what's gonna get you that man. That's what we thought. But I mean, I can say now times are changing because I'm starting to see,
Yes.
the women, the white women are now, and I don't mean for it to sound rude like that because I promise I love
No, you're keeping it
I love
real.
everybody. But
We
it's
keep it
like I'm
real here.
seeing them more so now. They are embracing curvier bodies. I see them more so now. Like I see some girls, and I'm like, dang, if my booty could look like that, then baby, I'll be excited. But it's like, you see they are more so now coming to terms with just like us, you might not have that straight up and down figure, but it's okay. It's okay for you to have
Yeah.
a bigger butt. It's okay because men nowadays, and that's white guys that I know and black men, they like a big butt. So I see that the women are just kind of more so adapting now to what they like, and they are being actually okay with it, as opposed to in the past, it was,
But
oh Lord, my butt too big. I gotta get some of this off.
Yeah, but it goes by different regions too of the country too, because
yeah.
down here in the South, honey, because there are a lot of thick, we like to
Well,
eat
we
down here.
corn fed down
We
here,
corn fed down here,
so
as opposed to
Mhm,
people up north who are more fit. People because they walk all the time, and I'm not sure how it is
mhm,
in the West. In
when
California,
my
everybody's fit up there in
Nico,
California.
when my cousin was out there in California, when she was living out there, she was like, everybody really is on a fit kit. Everybody has
mhm.
that lemongrass smoothie, or you never really see anyone really eating fast food. Like
Food,
everybody out
yeah.
there really is on a
Mm.
like like on a um fit kick. And same thing in New York, honestly. Like, but the main three gay capitals are Los Angeles, Manhattan, and Atlanta. And you will go there, like you go to all three, and everybody looks the same. Everybody is fit. Everybody is more in depth into the fitness world. You
Let me
know.
just say this, you're right, but here's the cool thing. There are tons of restaurants in the surrounding area, beautiful ones, but they do embrace, I don't want to say organic and natural food, but wholesome
Hmm.
food. So if you
Hmm.
go to a restaurant, it's not like going to Ohio and going to a restaurant in Ohio.
Right.
There are different types of looks that are healthy, but in my opinion, I don't see one standard type of look here. In
Right.
Ohio, I did, and it was just an unhealthy type of mindset and stuff like that. But you are correct. There is this, I gotta be special and healthy, this and that. And it's really about looks sometimes, but there's a bit of everything, which makes at least Oakland uh, just nice. In California,
Right.
where I'm at, the area that I'm in, a nice place to be in. And I just wanted to mention something when we were talking about women, the white, black, brown. It's interesting how some women who are not born with a certain body type, they go through the measures to enhance the body, and so do men. And that's what we were talking about earlier about unhealthy type of things that we do. And I wanted to know, what do y'all think about that?
Precious, you were going to say something.
I was gonna say, as far as the body type thing, when it comes to that, the different regions and different areas, I think you have to also remember that, especially like California and New York, people are literally going there with the mindset that I'm going here to try to, make it big. I'm
Hmm.
going there to try to become the model or become the face on TV or become, that next thing. So it's like, if that's the mindset, then of course they're going to go there and try to fit into the mold of the body types that they see that have already, gotten that success. But as far as Nico's question, can you repeat it one more time? Because I want to make sure I heard you correctly about
Sure. Okay, so at one time, women who were skinny were ideal. This is years
mm-hmm,
ago. Now there are some celebrities who are getting attention for, let's just saying, having a bigger glutes, I was gonna say, or booty.
mm-hmm,
And in reality, that's not how they really look. They
right.
are emulating or getting the ideas from maybe another body image or ethnic
Mm-hmm.
group that at one time was shamed for looking a certain way. But now, so yeah, like how do you feel about that? It's just a good discussion.
For me, as far as from the female aspect, I really just think it comes down to acceptance. I think it comes down to the fact of knowing that, not only does my body type exist, but this woman over here, she can still be beautiful and she has that body type. So, if I can still see her and she's still beautiful with that body type, then maybe now I might want that. Or I might think, okay, well, I'm going to change my mind. Maybe that is beautiful. So, because I don't have it now, maybe it might be a surgical enhancement. Maybe I might do, some of the things I see her doing in order to get that body type, because I see that not only does it make her beautiful, but I see people are attracted to what she has. I see people, wants her because of, her body type or things that she
Sure.
possesses now. So, I mean, I think that it just may be the acceptance of, okay, it's okay not to just fit one mold, I guess. That's
Right.
the
Yeah.
big
Now, for the non-curvy body type, for
hmm
them, is that body positivity to then think, okay, well, if I want to look like this person, I got to do this and got to do that. Do you just think people are just trying to, like, what do you think about that?
Me personally, I guess if like I always say, try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Some people do, like, it's kind of like, why did you start working out? It goes back to that. Okay, for us, for me, it was because my ex left me for somebody who was more fit, so I hit the gym, and honestly, it, it turned into a more of a passion.
Sure.
Trying to get, instead of me trying to get that revenge body, and like, oh, look what you could have had if you would have stuck with me, and versus more, I don't even care, I'm really doing this for me now. And
But don't you think
so,
that's like a natural measure going to
yeah,
the
yeah,
gym
it
versus,
is. It is like a natural measure. Now, would I say, is it possible that said person is trying to idolize somebody? That's also
yeah,
possible too. That has happened. They want the big butt like Cardi B and Nicki and all. So they go out, and instead of trying to get it naturally, or just facing the fact that you would never have it, unless you pay for it, and that's what they go out and pay for it.
They want
right.
So,
to
and
be BBL.
then it could also be, I really just want to love myself more. I really just
Yes.
want to be like, it's more of a, mental thing for them. I want to be more confident in myself. It's a confidence boost. I'm not doing this for
Excellent.
anyone but me.
Yeah.
I'm going to get bigger
And it's
breasts
every
because
I
and
have
it's
a
I want bigger
question.
everybody
breasts.
it's everybody doing it too. Cause like I want to piggyback off of what Precious was saying, like how you were saying like how it was taboo,
Very
for like
taboo.
even how like with black women they were seen as having these curves, and now white women are wanting to get these curves now. That's the same thing, with white guys now, baby, because white guys now, especially in the LGBT community, baby, white boys getting booties now, baby. I was
Booty
like,
booties.
oh, they getting booties now. I'm like, oh no, you ain't never seen a white boy with a booty. I said, oh Lord, baby, look, I don't know if it's the cornbread down here or something, baby, because look, I'm
That
telling you.
Well, there are very far, like, more variations of the squat now. So,
Yes, exactly. Everybody has to learn this.
everybody doing
Look, I'm gonna
Everybody's
split
do
doing
the
booty
I'm gonna do
workouts.
the what's her face meme, the Meryl Streep meme, the squat.
the squat. And I was asked, somebody literally just came up to me, and they were like, "Who did you go to for your butt injections?" And I'm like, "Booty injections." butt injections. I'm like, I went to the gym. I ate. Shut up, Marshawn.
No,
I went to the gym.
I actually have a story.
I went to the gym. I ate and I squatted. You know, you would be surprised what consistency would get you. You know,
I
but go
actually
ahead,
have
Marshawn.
I have a story. Actually, one of our friends, Queen, I'm not gonna say who. One of our friends. This has happened to one of our friends like a year or two ago. He came with us to the club, and one of the girls had asked him, is that his real butt? Is
Don't
that
do that.
that?"
Don't do that. Don't put his
And
business out there.
you probably already know who it is, but
I know who it is.
right. And he was like, yeah, because a lot of people, it's inherited. Like if your mama and daddy had a big butt, 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna have a fat ass.
Okay.
I mean, we
I
just
mean,
wanted the fat ass. So I thought that was, well, one, I just bust out laughing. I'm like, it's amazing because a lot of these, especially in the gay community, people, they go out and try to get BBLs, which a lot of those things are not healthy because I've read stories of different women going out and get BBLs, and I think there was a
but
story
that's
5 years ago
sad. That's the
that
mindset.
actually a woman tried to get a BBL done by a doctor who was not certified, by the way, and he didn't even have a
Not the
license.
dark alley doctor.
Yeah, didn't even have. There wasn't even a licensed anesthesiologist, and she died from
The
from
measures people will go to even, and the measures people will go to feel loved by a society that doesn't even care for them.
right.
And it's very disturbing. And but like I said, that goes back to not everyone has the same mental stability as another one. So, some people
Yeah.
need the applause. So, some people have to have the attention. And I mean, me personally, if it would save your life, I will compliment you every day I see you. Every time I see you. If you need the applause versus you going out and injecting poison into your body, you
Yeah.
know, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I don't ever want to see you suffer or whatever because not everyone has the same reaction to that stuff. Some people take it and they are okay, but some people it will eat away at your flesh. You
Yeah.
know, everybody has different immunity, so I'm like, but it's sad that it's been in the LGBTQ community that the majority of them, the mindset is that, oh, it's not natural. You had to have paid for it. Like it's more common to just go lay on someone's table versus than just being dedicated and going to the gym and being consistent.
And
Some
that's
people just put in the work.
and that's even from a relationship standpoint too, because if you notice too, and a lot of people, you know, before they actually get in a relationship, I don't know if y'all call, whenever you get in a relationship, they call it the happy weight. When you
Oh
gain
yeah, you just gain
You
weight
look
or
10,
whatever. Because
15
I'm a
pounds.
cooker.
because
I
you're
am a
in a
cooker.
I
relationship and
love
you're
to
happy with
cook.
that person.
I am a
That heavyweight
cooker.
ain't no joke.
Yeah, Nico,
I'm
what
talking about bring you food
I will
to
cook
work.
y'all up something right now.
The
Okay.
heavyweight ain't no doggone joke. Do
Okay.
you hear me?
Okay.
the happy weight is real because I gained it when I
The
was in a relationship.
heavyweight is
I
no
gained
joke.
everybody,
No
and I'm
joke.
not gonna sit up there.
My
I don't want nobody to tell me that they have never gained the happy weight because I've gained it. Okay,
That
everybody
Everybody
relationship
gained that
weight.
heavyweight, and especially when it's like, especially in the first 2 to 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
y'all always going out to eat. Oh well, we gonna stay in, but we gonna cook.
But I think
It's like food is always involved in the relationship in the courting.
right
That's
because
when you're getting to know the other person
it
over
happens
those
because
dinners.
you're comfortable with that person that they're not going to judge or anything because you're with that person, so you just
Right.
gain this
You
weight.
like
And
I
that's a
got mine,
beautiful
so it
thing,
is what
right?
it is.
Hey, what you
I
were
got
saying?
mine.
Beautiful thing.
And it is what it is,
It is
okay?
what it is. I got mine.
And it is what it is,
What's the
okay?
gym? What's the gym? I got mine. Mine is happy
My
with
gym
me.
is
Right.
spelled BED. That's the only gym I need.
Period.
Shoot,
Okay. And
okay?
order and take
Like,
out.
like, like you take
I
that how
mean,
you want
when they
it.
say you go to
You
the
didn't
gym,
even
I say, yeah,
salivate at
baby.
all.
I say, yeah, babe, I go to the gym. I met a guy named Jim last week. I went to
Okay.
the gym.
I'm going to gym house today.
I'm
Matter
going
of
to
fact.
gym house today
I'm going to
Okay.
gym house.
because we are
Okay.
perfectly being big and
And I'm gonna
eating
do and
all
I'm
the
gonna do some
food,
I'm gonna do some
eating all the carbs.
Now, Now you sound like my husband. That's him. Cause he'll say that all the time. He's like, look, if you want to work out, and that's the thing I do appreciate about him, because when I do get in those moments of, okay, we got to do something got to change, and he's like, why? What do you feel like is so wrong with you? Like, what don't you like? And so I get the name and stuff, and he's like, okay, but I don't see what you see. So that kind of just kind of puts you in the mindset of, okay, well, maybe is it me that's just being down on myself just because of what I see in social media and other stuff? Or is it really like, okay, is it really a problem?
Right.
So that's the good thing I can say I appreciate about my husband, because he is definitely an encourager. And that plays a role in body positivity as well. Because the people who you surround yourself with, if you surround yourself with those
Yes.
people who are always on your case, or always beating you
You
down
would
about your
never be
physical
happy.
appearance, sorry, it's like you're never
That's
going
social media.
right. It's
Yeah.
like you're never gonna get to what you really want to see, because it's like you're always, every time you try to make this self, you get insecure. And so when you get insecure, it makes you draw back and not push forward. So
And
it's
then
like,
there's people that judge you for going to the gym.
yeah,
I don't understand. So you
absolutely.
judge me for looking average. You judge me for being fat, but then you
Hmm.
also judge me for going to the gym. And
Yeah,
what
Fit
kills me,
shaming.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Sad that
so
exists.
people are just
right.
like it's people are just hard to satisfy, and not that anyone's trying to satisfy. It's just that the way I see it, people who are hard to satisfy are no one to satisfy at all.
Yep.
I'm not
Absolutely.
trying to satisfy you. I hate the fact that when I was jogging through my neighborhood, people are like, "Who are you trying to get fined for?" What you what you mean? Who I'm trying to get fined? I'm trying to get fined for me. They're like, "Who man you about to go out? Who man you about to go steal?"
The man that's
Yours.
looking in the mirror.
The
Sure.
man,
Right.
no,
Look, no, 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 no.
I'm about to steal the man
Yours.
that's in your bed.
Okay, yours. I'm trying to go take yours. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. So we have 5 minutes left. And Nico, at this time, within the last 5 minutes, we give our final thoughts on the subject. So, since this was Mashawn's subject, well, it was everybody's topic, but since you're Mashawn's guest, we're going to allow you to choose who to go first. You could go first yourself, or you could choose one of us to go first with our final thought.
So I would say love yourself. And I don't buy this whole social media thing when it comes to the body positivity. I really do believe that social media plays a role in why people want to change their body. And it could be a good or bad thing. It can go either way. But if you really want to know if it's good for you, turn off social media for a while and the internet and really focus on you and see how you change mentally and physically and go from there. Be around people who love you and don't care about all the physical cosmetic stuff. And just let it play out. Let's see how things are going to go. And that's like the journey into loving yourself. And I needed that for myself, and it worked. So that's my final thought. And I just want to say, for those of you who contact me, I know this is y'all show, but I just want to
Mhm.
say I do appreciate the positive feedback, the likes, and all that stuff. Let's keep it. Let's support one another, right? Especially
It
within our.
does feel good. It
So
does.
that's my final thought. Thank you.
Right.
Who's
And also,
next?
like Nico, wait, Nico too. Also, before I give my final thought too, I want to like you could also tell people too about if they're looking like I know you own a business and stuff like that. You could also tell our viewers about your business, like just a little bit about your business as well. Like like give them like your contact info and your social medias and stuff. If you want to do that just right quick.
Thank you. Yes. So I am the CEO, creator of the Boss Formula. I also call it Boss FTV, and it focuses on LGBTQ individuals. I'm growing it, so I'm using my image to kind of get the attention, and I hope to share others. So it focuses on wellness, self-improvement, and that can cover so many areas from fitness to nutrition to, I call it strutting, because I like to strut and show off. I embrace all body types for the most part. And so that's really what it focuses on. I'm growing, things are evolving. And that's kind of like, I think, how I found you too. And I appreciate you giving me this platform, your platform, to speak up. And I really appreciate it. So that is where I'm at. You can visit my website at thebossformula.net or bossformula.net, and we can go from there.
All right. Thank you so much. Like, and my final thought on the subject is like just piggybacking off what Nico said, just turn off social media. Just, love yourself first. Because if you don't love yourself, how you gonna love somebody else? Like just like
Yeah.
be happy with the skin you're in, it's what who whatever creator you worship or whoever, they gave it to you for a reason. So just be happy with that, okay? Simple as that.
Precious, would you like to
Mhm.
go?
Certainly.
Yes.
My final thought on this topic is literally just as everybody else has said. This is a personal thing. Your life is your life for a reason. God gave it to you for a reason. So live your life, live your truth, and live what makes you happy. And at the end of the day, don't worry about what the next person has to say about your body, because if it was their business, God would have gave it to them rather than giving it to you. So just enjoy the skin that you're in as long as you have it.
Okay, and for me, I'm just going to say, everybody's right. Love the skin you're in. That's most important. And honestly, if you don't make a change unless you feel you need to make a change, don't, if it's not life or death, don't let other people tell you that you need to change this and that. If you're happy with it, stay happy with it. Just get you a new set of friends and go on about your business. Okay. If you
Yes.
want to keep that stomach, keep it. If you want to keep that ass, keep it.
Keep it.
Love, once you learn to love the skin that you're in, everything, every decision about your physical appearance will
Yeah.
come easy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all I have to say about it. So, Nico, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you, for those of you, please go follow him. Go check out his website. Also follow him on Facebook at Boss
Sure
Formula.
am.
You will see all the tips, all he gives, all the tea. He keeps it 100. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's right.
Please, if you love us, you will go give him a follow.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
please
please
do.
do.
Please do. He keeps it real,
Support,
baby. That's
support,
that's why we
support.
here. We keep it real, okay?
Yes.
We keep it real. Okay. So, Nico, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you guys for joining us. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week for our season finale. Our season
There
two
you go.
finale. And hopefully, you may see Nico and our past guests again. So,
Yes.
you want to come and see us next week. We love you all. Thank you so much. I'm DeMarquise.
I'm Marshawn.
I'm precious.
I'm Nico.
And this has been Queen Talk. Y'all stay blessed, stay positive, and again, always, and I do mean always, put yourself first most of the times. Yeah. All right. Bye.